The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
You are looking live at sold-out Alamo Stadium in San Antonio, Texas, where two first-place teams, both needing a win, come together with time running out on the inaugural season in the World League. This is the largest crowd of the year here in San Antonio. The Riders are well aware of what it means to their future to attract some loyalties in this community. And the folks who gathered here are going to be treated to a big-time show. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. Well, already we've had our first clinching of a division championship in the World League. London last night beat Sacramento easily, 45-21. And then just a short time ago, we got the final from Spain. Frankfurt dumped Barcelona 10-3. So that wraps up the European division for London, regardless of what happens next week in London between Barcelona and the first place and unbeaten Monarchs. For Frankfurt, all they have to do to get into the playoffs is beat Sacramento in Germany next week. Now, in the North American East, we mentioned Montreal in first place, but in effect, they are behind New York, New Jersey, because they were beaten head-to-head, and that's the first tiebreaker. In the North America West, the leaders struggling at 3-5. San Antonio, in effect, trailing Birmingham because a few weeks ago, they were beaten by the Fire 16-12. Dick Vermeil, we've got a couple of teams both struggling on offense. The Riders have lost 3 in a row. How about the matchup of our two quarterbacks here today?
Well, Michael Johnson, the San Antonio quarterback, he's the left-hander. Now, we saw him start his first game 6 weeks ago, and in watching him practice the last couple of days, Brent, I'd say he's much more confident, a better passer today, and in a move by the coaching staff, Coach Riley, the head football coach, to improve the pass offense. They've cut back on the amount of offense they're trying to prepare for the game. He should be a little bit better, plus he has one advantage. You know the advantage is? They lead the league in running offense. So look for the one-back attack and look for him to get after him that way.
Now, Michael Proctor on the other side from Montreal.
Now, Michael is bigger and stronger, but he doesn't throw any more accurately. And, in fact, talking to Coach DeSalt about him, the Montreal head coach, he says, you know, Michael has put the ball in the receiver's hands. It just hasn't stayed there long enough to be a completed pass. And he wasn't teasing me, really. He was serious. Look for Montreal to line up in the I formation and pound on him with the deep I slants and the I toss plays.
You know, we have made a lot of the success of this league in Europe.
Right.
But there's another city that we've overlooked, and that is Montreal. They have done a fabulous job. For more on that, let's go to our Canadian expert, Mark Jones. Mark?
Thank you very much, Brent. That's very nice of you to say. I'm with the head coach, Jacques Dussault. Jacques, scoring points has been a very tough thing for this team of late. How do you remedy that against a very tough defensive San Antonio team?
Well, we're going to try to establish a running game, and obviously when we're in a situation where we can put points on the board, we cannot afford to miss, but it should be a pretty good game.
This team has been a big success despite some of the skepticism by people before this whole thing started up in Montreal, both on and off the field.
Well, I'm too busy to think about what's going on off the field. On the field, I feel very fortunate to have a great coaching staff and have a lot of players who play really hard, and I think that's all I can control.
Merci beaucoup.
De rien.
La Machine a été un grand succès cette saison et les amateurs québécois très fiers de leur équipe. Brent and Dick, good shot.
It is so nice to have a Canadian who can speak French.
He's just showing off, trying to embarrass
You understood
us.
him, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's our playing conditions here today. As you perhaps could tell, it is breezy. The wind is blowing from the left to the right on your television screen, and Montreal will get that wind to start the game. They're going to kick off, and San Antonio will receive Bjorn Nitmo, who had a cup of coffee with the New York Giants, to kick off for them, and Andre Johnson is their main return man back there, number 27. So both these teams badly need a win to stay in pursuit of a playoff spot, and Nitmo, with that wind at his back, will hammer this one right out of the end zone. Oh, give me that jet stream. Now let's take a look at Mike Johnson, and he will bring the Riders out. having thrown 5 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He'd like to improve on those numbers today. Now behind him, they intend to use 4 wide receivers much of the game. Andre Johnson is the lone running back. Bill Hess, Dwight Pickens, John Garrett, and Ronnie Williams, the tight end, who frequently splits about 10 yards outside right or left. So this is 1st and 10 as we get underway. Only 2 weeks left in the season. San Antonio trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. Johnson directly under center. End around is Williams. He can throw. He's a former college quarterback. He's firing down the field for Garrett. There was a bump at the 38 and no penalty, incomplete. Garrett is pleading his case. There was body contact at the 38-yard line with Darrell Holmes, number 20.
As you said, Brent, he was a quarterback at Oklahoma State, and he's becoming a fine tight end. Here he is showing he can still throw the ball. It's a long cross-the-field pass. Now, as you follow the ball to the bottom of the screen, you'll see there was contact made there. The receiver was almost knocked down.
Well, I've never seen officials wearing Bermuda shorts, and perhaps that affected their judgment here early. Going on 2nd and 10. Now Johnson gets the call, picks his way out to the 21-yard line before Desmond Royal can bring him down. This is the Riders' offensive line, and a big change here today. John Vitale, their starting center, cannot go, so Eddie Grant slips into that lineup with Husby, Kiselak, Harper, and Layfield. Harper is their standout on that side. It is 3rd and 9 after a 1-yard gain. So Eddie Grant is the center. Mike Johnson out of Akron, the quarterback.
345. Set up.
And with 4 receivers out, Johnson steps away from the pressure, throws low and incomplete, and the Riders force the punt after 3 downs.
This is what Johnson does best, really, is to get outside the pocket. He can come up with a big play. They are trying to discipline him to stay within the pocket, read the coverage, get to the ball, the proper people. Protection broke down too soon for him to do that.
Now Kent Sullivan, and remember, he is punting against this wind. So the machine figures to have good field position, and there is their star, Richard Shelton, number 42. He's returned 1 punt for a touchdown. He likes to go to his left if he can get there. He lets it bounce, and it'll be down at the 45-yard line. And now it will be Montreal's first series with Michael Proctor, their quarterback. Only 2 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions. He replaced the injured Kevin Sweeney, and he is becoming more and more adept at running this offense. Behind him, he'll have Broderick Sargent, the fullback, in front of Ricky Johnson. They frequently line up at that power I. Mike Cador and Gary Cooper are the wide receivers. They've had difficulty getting their wide receivers into the end zone this season. Now here's their familiar formation right here. Cador is in motion behind Proctor. And they now toss to Ricky Johnson. And the Rider defense cuts him off, led by Anthony Cooney, 28, the safety, who came up hard from his free safety spot.
Anthony Cooney has been starting at free safety all year. They moved Greg Lee into the strong safety position.
All right, here is DeRoche, Novak, Graham, Kula, Leitner, and K.D. Dunn, the tight end. That's the offensive line for the machine, and it's one of the bigger ones in the World League.
Red 36. Red 36. Shot.
Handing again to Ricky Johnson. First down for the machine, and inside the 40-yard line, a good run by the former Maryland star.
Taking a look at that from the end zone, it's just a deep eye handoff play. 34, Ricky Johnson will be running to the right. See good blocking at the point of attack. They stand him up. They get a good kick-out block on the linebacker. He gets up inside like he's supposed to. He's trying to get a block downfield, move the chains.
Guess they don't have to pass when they run the ball like this.
Well, you know, I actually think they hope they don't have to, because they don't have a lot of confidence in their passing attack.
Very base offensive formation. They've stayed in that eye, and they're using Johnson, and he blasts his way to the 35-yard line against this Rider defense. David Bailey and Donnie Gardner return to that defensive front. Mark Ledbetter, Kennedy Wilson, Tim Walton, and Roderick Manning, good quartet of linebackers. Calvin Nicholson, Anthony Cooney, Greg Lee, and Gary Richard, the secondary.
Read the eye backs now, read the
Blue 96.
Now 2nd and
Blue
7.
96. Shot. Hut.
The toss from Johnson.
Good job there.
And good defense at the point of attack. David Bailey credited with the tackle, but there were several Rider players waiting for him.
David Bailey, the defensive end, number 93, did a good job. You'll see him in the middle of your screen. He makes contact. He'll work inside out on the play because the ball is made to go back up inside. Now see him turn up inside right now. Here comes Bailey inside out. Now that's how a defensive end should play that play.
Our referee, Larry Nimmers, here today.
Here's the worst thing, or one of the worst things the World League teams do offensively is convert on 3rd down.
He left 81.
Dick, have you ever had officials work in Bermuda shorts?
No, I haven't. We're setting a trend here.
We also have a head coach wearing shorts here today, and we'll see him, Jacques Dussault, from time to time over on that Montreal sideline. Now on 3rd down, Parker to throw, and he goes for Cador, incomplete. Cador was well covered by Calvin Nicholson, number 25.
I think they audible to that. They saw the man-to-man coverage, bump and run, up real tight, so he just tried to get him deep. I think that's a good chance. That's a good shot. Go ahead and take it.
Well, Bjorn Nitmo, with that strong wind behind him, it's been measured at 13 miles an hour with gusts up to 26.
Well, his long coming in is 45 long, but this, as you said, this is a good win. He'll have a shot at making that.
It'll be a 50-yarder if he can nail it. And the left-footed kick is on its way. And he puts Montreal ahead with a 50-yard field goal for Bjorn Nitmo. We'll be right back.
The World League of American Football. Brought to you by Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. And by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
Perhaps the smartest thing that the Montreal organization did was to hire a French coach. Jacques Dussault spent the last 2 years coaching up in Sackville, New Brunswick in Canada. And folks, there it is. He sets a fashion statement today, wearing shorts on the sideline. His team leading 3-0. They have some of the better special teams in the World League. Bjorn Nitmo slipped. I hope he did. Yeah, on cue, folks. That's some of the better special teams in the World League.
Bjorn Nitmo is the best kicker, I think, in the World League. He's kicked for the New York Giants. He's a good kicker. But this AstroTurf right here is old, it's slippery, and you can see that his right foot, as he planted on it, went right out from underneath him.
I'm glad he had the wind at his back that time.
Hey, it's a good thing those people fielded the ball properly, because it could have been recovered and gone 10 yards.
All right, Mike Johnson and the Riders,
Red 358.
having lost 3 in a row now. 1st and 10. And they will start under Johnson, the one-time West Virginia running back. And he makes 2 yards and no more before Adam Bob, number 94, wraps him up.
Little fisticuffs going on down there.
The Montreal defense for Coach Dussault here this afternoon. Putzer, Royal, and Gilbert in that 3-man defensive line. Good linebackers. Tracy Simeon, Adam Bob, Dan Murray, and Ray Savage.
Green and 30. Set. Ho.
Again, it's Andre Johnson. And the ball was fumbled, but recovered by the Riders, and that's the defensive secondary for the Machine. Steve Lofton, Quentin Jones underrated at that strong safety spot. Darrell Holmes and Richard Shelton, who is the ballyhooed member of that quartet. He has scored 4 touchdowns, the second leading scorer on the Machine behind Nitmo, and he scored each in a different manner. A fumble recovery, an interception, a punt return, and a kickoff return. Now on 3rd down. The left-hander fires incomplete. Hess was the intended receiver that time, and he was defended by Quentin Jones.
Well, they brought the two inside linebackers. They had the one-on-one coverage that he wanted to throw. He just threw it to the outside of the curl rather than the inside. If you throw a ball to a receiver that's running a curl to the inside, that's the direction of a spin. He can keep moving in that direction. It doesn't have to be perfect. Outside it is really tough.
I'd like to see Shelton get a return here.
He's been good at it.
Sullivan punting for the second time as the Ryder offense. He's under pressure, but he got it. Shelton making a dangerous fair catch at the 27-yard line, hesitating a little bit as he made up his mind on that 25-yard punt against the wind. Montreal's ball when we come back to San Antonio.
Today's rules of the game are brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Here's former NFL referee Jim Tunney.
The final 2 minutes of each half will be longer for offensive teams in the World League. I'll tell you about it in a moment.
For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your car. But did you know you can also depend on us to protect your family's future? State Farm. We sell life insurance. For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your home. But did you know you can also depend on us to provide financial security for those you love? State Farm. We sell life insurance.
In the World League, with less than 2 minutes in any half, the clock will be stopped with every first down. The team driving for a score can use the clock and be rewarded for advancing the ball. This rule will add excitement to the end of each half of World League games.
Rules of the game have been brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back in San Antonio with their first sellout crowd of the season on hand here. The Riders trailing the machine by a field goal with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Mike Proctor, the Montreal quarterback. Cador coming in motion behind him. And the hand is to Ricky Johnson. Brought down by Tim Walton.
The offensive right tackle, Kevin Leitner, did a real good job of hook blocking the defensive tackle for San Antonio that time. 51, Eric Snelson, who is now in there playing because Greg Ross, the nose guard, is out with a injury. We don't know how serious, but he's one of their better defensive linemen. They need him in there.
Second down and 5 for Proctor and the machine. Here's Johnson again behind Sargent, who is an excellent blocking fullback. Helped clear the way, and Johnson bolts out to the 47-yard line where Anthony Cooney makes the stop.
This is what they call their eye stretch play. Now you'll see he'll hand the ball deep, and the guard's going to step around there. That's Novak 79, and he seals it off. He gets the cutback by stretch. They want to stretch the defensive front and allow the running back to find his own crease. The critical blocking is actually backside. Don't allow the pursuit to get there.
I think Ricky Johnson already has gained 42 yards here in the first quarter on 6 carries. He's averaging 7 yards a pop for the machine with another 1st and 10. They're coming.
Oh, he's got it.
Proctor slips away, but not from the second man, Tim Walton. Down at the 35, but it was Eric Snelson, number 51, who got through first and forced him out of the pocket.
51, Eric Snelson, I think, beat Kevin Leitner, number 67, the offensive right tackle. Now you'll see him flash. See Leitner turning out. No, he was turning out. It should have been a guard turning out to block him. He's loose. Now this is the advantage of being a big, strong quarterback. You can get rid of the one hit, but you can't avoid the second one.
12-yard loss. Second and 22. Four-man rush. Proctor throws incomplete to Darrell Harris, who had slipped out of the backfield, the veteran running back from Arizona State. Let's go downstairs to Mark Jones. Mark.
Gentlemen, a big part of San Antonio's running attack right here on the sidelines with me rather than playing. Ricky Blake, will you be able to go today because of that sore groin?
Oh, yes, I'm going to try it with the next series. Coach just told me I'm going in the next series.
How bad is it, and will it hamper you a lot?
Well, I'm about 80% right now, but I'm going to try it. You know, he told me if it bothered me, I'll come out of the game.
Okay, back upstairs, guys.
Where, for Montreal, it is 3rd and 22. Proctor down the middle, complete for the first down. K.D. Dunn, who caught the winner last week against Raleigh-Durham with a 27-yard reception.
See, now he caught him in a two-deep zone, two deep backs covering the field 50% apiece there, and he got it right down where he had to. Plus, he bought time by avoiding the rush.
Jacques Dussault having sent the play into his quarterback. Proctor wearing the receiver in his helmet. On first down, this is Harris. He battles his way to the 34-yard line with Roderick Manning hanging on. You know, offensive football is so critical that everybody does their job specifically and a right on time, do it right. But see, that play was blocked perfectly except for Broderick Sargent, the fullback. He gets his kick out. They have another 10, 15-yard gain. Dick Greg Ross is checked back into the middle of that defense.
Well, he makes a difference.
Second down.
They're lined up wrong on defense.
They've switched to a one-back, and Proctor, under pressure, steps away from it. Very cool and incomplete. Could not hook up with Mike Cador as Kennedy Wilson, number 46, was delivering the blow.
That's throwing the ball under extreme pressure, but there's the advantage of being 6'4". Now you hold the ball up there, and all defensive people all around him, he could still flip it out there.
Proctor's out of Murray State, holds most of their major passing records at that school, and one thing today, he looks very calm under pressure. They're going to come again.
Oh, good call.
And they blitzed right into that draw play. Mark Ledbetter, number 94, was all over it.
Mark Ledbetter, number 94, they move him all around. He is their best all-around defensive football player, and he takes the gap. He comes up inside. He can select by defensive game plan where he's going when he blitzes in there like that.
And a punt for Montreal, number 11, Chris Moore.
The league's leading punter, Chris Moore, out of Alabama, standing at the machine 48-yard line.
Boy, watching him punt the football in pregame warm-up, he was hanging it up there at our level here. I can't see why he didn't make it at Tampa Bay.
He'll make it someday with an NFL team as they run the 25-second clock off and take the 5-yard penalty. With that wind at his back, Chris Moore would have kicked this one halfway to Houston.
It's an advantage. You're moving back another one. Of course, then the defense won't take the penalty. Ooh, look at that punt.
High punt by Moore, but it goes into the end zone. It'll come out on the 20. There is a penalty flag down. There is a penalty flag down at the 44-yard line. Penalty marker down. They'll get it sorted out here on the field. I suppose the thought of having Nitmo attempt another field goal had to cross their mind. He cleared that 50-yarder by about 5 yards with this win.
First down.
So it'll be the Riders' ball when we all get back together again here in San Antonio.
The Birmingham Fire try to nail down a playoff spot when they travel to Raleigh-Durham. It's the season finale of the World League Saturday on ABC Sports.
Well, next Sunday at 11 Eastern, the world's top drivers battle for the most coveted prize in auto racing, the Indianapolis 500. Then at 3:30 Eastern, auto racing continues as the second test begins at the International Race of Champions, all next Sunday here on ABC. The big back has checked in for San Antonio. He is 6'2", 250 pound Ricky Blake, second in the World League in rushing.
White, 395. Set, ho!
His 100th carry of the season. gets to the corner before he is out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
Brent, you heard him call white 395. What he was saying, white is their live color for an audible. We're going to go 39, which is the toss play to the left. He's reading the defense. If the strong safety's to the right, they run to the left on that play.
Blake has carried 100 times for 500 yards this season now.
Green 485. Set. Ho.
Mike Johnson fakes to his big back, finds running room. He'll keep it, and he makes his way to the 46-yard line for a Rider first down. And there is the added dimension of Mike Johnson.
See, you have to maintain your defensive discipline against this kind of quarterback. You'll see now that he gets there, no backside support right there. There should be a contained man right there to stop him from getting there, and that was Tyrone Jones, number 26's responsibility to do it. He didn't do it. Long gain. You lose.
22-yard gain for Johnson. Brings the ball out to the 46. San Antonio down a field goal with a 1st and 10. Against the blitz, he throws incomplete.
Good pressure on him. You know, when
hasn't completed a pass here.
I know. Well, he came into the ball game only completing 45.7%. But they've restricted the game plan, tried to make it a little simpler, try to improve the efficiency. But if you're going to set real short and throw with a quarterback from 3 to 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive linemen have to be more aggressive on the protection.
Under pressure again. Savage coming, and then Dan Murray, 57, cleaned up.
You know, now Murray made the play, but the guy that broke the protection down really was the poor blocking by Ricky Blake. Ricky Blake at 250 pounds should be able to pick up an inside linebacker. You'll see to the right side of your screen, Blake pick up a guy. He doesn't get him. You'll see him appear right in his face right there. That flushes him out. Now comes Murray, 57. Maybe that's why Ricky Blake hadn't been playing as much as he should. He should be able to block that man.
3rd and 20 for Johnson and the Riders.
Set.
4-man rush this time. Out of bounds. It was caught by Garrett, but out of bounds.
It was open. He waited way too long to throw the football out of rhythm. He could have made the first down with that if he had thrown it in rhythm. Get it there on the break.
So again, the Riders are forced to punt as head coach Mike Riley was there conferring with his quarterback on the sideline.
You know, the one thing you got to do when you're limited at the quarterback position is emphasize the other strengths. If you got a 250-pound running back who just runs for 12-yard first down the first time he touches the ball, give him the ball. You don't have to be a genius. Let him run.
High punt by Sullivan. And Shelton will let it bounce, and what a beautiful punt. It's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line at the 1. A gorgeous piece of punting here by Kent Sullivan. A 61-yard punt against the wind. So my question here, Dick, is how many plays will it take to drive 97 yards?
Well, I don't know. It's been taking this year. It's been taking them 61 plays per touchdown. So you can see if they have to go 93 yards to score, it might take them that many plays on this drive.
Ricky Johnson back in at tailback. Proctor off a fake, throwing incomplete, and he's very fortunate that he wasn't taken down for a safety on that play.
He was, plus Steve Williams, the receiver, running a one-on-one route down there. It wasn't.
I left you right, 89.
Like he was surprised it was coming to him.
Coach Dussault having sent in the play.
Okay, yeah.
Second down and 10. Proctor again backing into the end zone, and he'll go long and incomplete. That was Gary Cooper, number 83, and we've come to the end of the first quarter. So now it will be San Antonio's turn to have that wind at their back, and we'll come back after a word from our ABC station.
The World League of American Football. Brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
So Montreal tied with New York, New Jersey at 4 up and 4 down in the North American East. And the Knights scheduled to play in Birmingham tomorrow night. So a win here is almost a must for Montreal, but they're really backed up right now. It is 3rd and 10 as we start the second quarter. It is Sargent, and he blasts out to the 7-yard line as a penalty flag is thrown on the play.
Boy, it's critical to get that ball out beyond the 5-yard line because it gives you...
Motion, offense, number 71.
71 is Tony Brown, the offensive left tackle. Now, he just joined the club here just a couple weeks ago. He moved a little early, but I'll tell you this. You have to give that punter 15 yards down there from, so he can get in that full spread punt formation. Otherwise, you've got to line up in a tight punt formation, and you don't cover nearly as well. You know, that last punt by the San Antonio punter, Sullivan, the real long 60-yarder, really pays dividends now because the other team now, with the league's best punter, Moore, is punting against the wind, out of the end zone.
Well, let's see if Chris Moore can get a hold and drive one out of the end zone as Elliott Searcy awaits a possible return here. Moore is backed up deep in the end zone.
Here's how you find out how good your punter really is. Put him in the end zone, let him kick it. Not very good.
And they'll just let this one roll dead. No, he decided not to. He picks it up on a hop, which can be real dangerous for a punt return man. A 31-yard punt.
First downs, the Machines lead in first downs, total offense. See, again, yards passing. San Antonio just doing a very poor job of throwing the football. I think they'd be better off if they'd go ahead and pound on them, establish that running game, and then bring in the passing attack.
There is a flag on the punt.
Well, it can't be an illegal man downfield because you're free to go downfield.
I said it was an illegal formation.
All right, now that's a critical penalty because now you can no longer use your spread punt. You have to go to a tight punt. Now the linemen get in tighter. If the punter gets a good punt, it's tougher to cover from a tight punt. It shortens both corners. I think it was a good idea to make them punt it over again, even though they had a halfway decent return.
Look where Moore is standing. His right foot is almost back on the end line. Got to be a good snap. Searcy at the 35. And he's down at the 28-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 for San Antonio. They're saying he was down at the 28-yard line.
See, now Moore, who is the league's best punter, coming in here averaging over 42 yards a punt and gets 2 opportunities to show how good he is punting the ball out of his end zone and doesn't do a good job.
So now it'll be Mike Johnson and the Riders. Ricky Blake still in at running back. 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers, but one of the tight ends, Ronnie Williams, is split on the outside. Charlie Darrington tightens up to help out against these outside linebackers. Johnson with time runs free again inside the 20. And Mike Johnson to the 17-yard line. Another nifty 12-yard run.
Again, I know he comes out thinking he'd like to throw the football. Now, he had a tight end open downfield. He didn't throw it to him. He likes to run the football. And it's a lot different running from a quarterback position than it is a running back position. A lot easier because the defense is so spread out.
Elliott Searcy, the wide man, out to his left. Dwight Pickens to his right. And this is
nice
Ricky
drop.
Blake. Big hole. And Blake barrels down to the end zone. Touchdown, San Antonio.
Watch the block by the two offensive linemen right here. They really come off. That is James Harper, 77. See him reach and turn him out. That opened that hole up inside. He gets a nice block downfield by Eddie Grant. Now here's the advantage of running at 250 pounds. Someone's got to take him low.
Boy, he really stuck it to Darrell Holmes, the safety. Shelton fell away from him inside the 5-yard line. Ricky Blake was shedding bodies for the last 3 yards of that run.
Just give him the ball.
You can't hear me, Coach, with your body.
Well, you wanted him to carry the ball.
Yeah.
Gallery hammers the extra point. San Antonio with its first lead here today. On
Here
this
it
run
is.
by Ricky Blake.
Hand him the football. Look at that power.
Takes the fell away. And we come right back to San Antonio. On a warm, breezy afternoon in San Antonio, Texas, only 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. The London Monarchs have wrapped up the European division. San Antonio and Birmingham in a dogfight in the West. Montreal and New York, New Jersey tied in the East. And here's San Antonio with a 7-3 lead. 13.5 minutes to go in the first half. And with the wind at Gallery's back, he takes one out of the end zone. One more look at Ricky Blake's beautiful run.
The offensive line did a real nice job of picking up the stunt by the defensive lineman coming in here and scraping the linebacker off. You'll see now the lineman picked that up with zone blocking, and that's what gives them the clear running lane. Now watch Harper, 77. See him pick up that stunt. They pick up the linebacker. Eddie Grant, the center, did a real good job of cutting off the nose guard. Big hole.
During that commercial timeout, the Montreal coaching staff spent the time trying to rally the troops, trying to motivate them. Ricky Johnson back on the field, and let's check in with the hero and Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, I'm with Ricky Blake right now. Ricky ran like a man possessed, or maybe a man running for some extra bonus money at the end of the season.
Well, you know, I didn't start, so I have to come in and prove myself, and that I'm back, and you know, that extra money, you know, it's going to do a lot of, it's going to do a lot of help.
Okay, thank you very much. Back upstairs.
Each player guaranteed about $20,000, is it, Dick, in the World League, plus bonuses based on how often they play and everything. There's the pass to the tight end, K.D. Dunn. For example, let's take the quarterbacks who are paid a higher base salary. They get $25,000. His potential earnings as an individual in bonuses, $46,500. Team, $15,000. If we project them in winning the World Bowl, Stan Gelbaugh would pick up $86,500. Not bad for 12 weeks in the summer when you were back in the Maryland area selling photocopiers just a few months ago, thinking your football career was over. Proctor on the move,
nice
throws
catch.
complete. A beautiful grab by Dunn for the first down. That's a 15-yard gain. Proctor to his tight end.
This is a real good job. You'll see from the ends on the left-hand side of your screen, K.D. Dunn, little rollout pass. He sets out. Watch him right from the left-hand side. He goes right up over his shoulder, looked the ball in. There's people all around him. Again, a big, strong guy, but he concentrated on the ball and took it out of the air.
First and 10 for Montreal. Johnson bolts to near midfield, and that'll be close to another first down.
See, both teams are running the ball well, and as coaches, you say, Bob, we've got to go with our total offense. We've got passes in our game plan, play action passes in our game plan. Let's use it all. They both would be better off for a while just to really get after each other with a running game.
Hey, players.
Yeah.
Time to go away.
Johnson with 53 yards and 8 carries. Now a 2nd and 1 for the machine. Johnson over the top. Bit of a goal line look there on a tight offensive formation.
Normally you don't do that until 3rd down. I thought it was going to be a waste down, get into a short yardage formation, then come with a play action pass. K.D. Dunn did a pretty good job. You'll see him at the top of your screen, number 86. He gets a nice knockdown block back to the inside. Did a good job.
And a first down for the machine at midfield. Kador and Cooper are the wide receivers. Dunn, the tight end, now is off to Proctor's left. Confusion, a whole bunch.
You know what happened there? I think the offensive center stepped on the quarterback's foot, and he couldn't get out from underneath the center. It threw the whole timing off. We'll see if we can see it from ground level here. It looked like he was really pulling his foot out. Now he stepped forward. See, he can't get it. He can't get his seat right there. He can't get his foot clean. That caused the problem. It broke down the rhythm of the backfield play.
And as a result, it is 2nd and 13 for the machine. Now Johnson goes in motion. And again, Proctor goes down.
It may have happened again. See, if you're a right-handed center, many times you take a jab step with your off foot, your left foot, as you snap the ball. And if your quarterback has his left foot forward, he'll get stepped on if he doesn't get it out of there.
Near left, key right, 83-0-1-1. First down, key right, blue 19.
3rd down.
They're coming after him.
Proctor's in trouble. Penalty flag is down, and he's buried at the 40-yard line by Tim Walton.
You can see that they're having real trouble picking
71
the extra rushers.
Offense.
That's Tony Brown. He's played with Buffalo a couple years, Miami
Penalties
1 year.
decline, 4th down.
You see, here they come, Walton. Here comes Ledbetter around the corner, 94. Walton did a good job of just keep coming. So did Ledbetter. See, they just kept coming.
Penalties declined, and Chris Moore will punt it again for Montreal. Under pressure.
Ooh, beauty.
He gets it off as Richard was closing in. Fielded by Searcy at the 14. Searcy surrounded and down at the 19-yard line. And Gary Richard came close to blocking Chris Moore's punt. You'll see number 44 come flashing into your screen. We'll be right back.
The final duel of the Triple Crown, live June 8th on ABC Sports.
Did you know the cost of 2 business calls from these San Diego pet stores to Denver may surprise you?
Of course they're easy to beat.
With AT&T Long Distance, your small business can get the quality you trust at extremely competitive prices.
They really do make perfect pets.
Even though the other company would like you to believe, they always save you lots of money.
That's my big savings? That's it. Not exactly the catch of the day.
Competitive price, another AT&T advantage.
Your biggest competitor is working on a proposal for the same job you're after.
Want this to be enlarged?
They have about the same idea as you do.
Copy this slide.
The only difference is...
Let's print it.
They own a Canon color laser copier, and you don't. Who would you give the job to? If you think you can't afford a Canon color laser copier, maybe you can't afford to be without one. Call 1-800-OK-CANON.
Kentucky Fried Chicken asked this man to help prove how irresistible our new honey barbecue wings taste. Just look at those tender, juicy wings, prepared with our savory barbecue sauce and sweetened with just the right touch of honey. For a limited time only, new honey barbecue wings from Kentucky Fried Chicken. So irresistible, the experts are already buzzing about it. In fact, they're spreading the news.
It's at the course that Jack built just outside of Columbus, the Memorial. Jack Nicklaus, the architect, only 6 shots out of the lead. We'll be going there at the end of our World League action. Steve Snapp of Ohio State took us out there to play that course last year when we were in town to a Buckeye game, and that is one of the finest golf courses I've ever been on.
A lot of people say that, Brent. I've never been on it, but make sure you invite me next time you go, huh?
I'll arrange it this fall.
Green, 345.
1st and 10 for San Antonio. Mike Johnson throwing down the sideline and incomplete. The intended receiver was Dwight Pickens.
You see what they tried to do? They tried to run a hook and go on 1st down, a running down. You'll see here on isolation now, he'll come down and run about a 12-yard hook. 84, Dwight Pickens working on Shelton, who's a pretty good corner. See, he makes a jump, he goes, but I'll tell you, that ball is very difficult to throw because the turnaround route throws the rhythm of the throw off.
Mike Johnson is 0 for 5 here today. So both teams struggling offensively. The difference has been that man, Ricky Blake. His touchdown bolt put San Antonio ahead 7-3.
I'll tell you this, there are 4 or 5 different pro scouts here to watch Ricky Blake run the football, because, you know, they couldn't watch him in college. He played a little in Canada, and here he is, and I think he knows this, and he wants to earn the right to play in the National Football League by running well today.
250-pound running back. Ironhead Haywood. That's who you can compare him with in size.
345. Set.
3 receivers out to Johnson's right. He rolls in that direction. Now in trouble, he'll cut back and be hammered at the 14 by Tyrone Jones.
What makes it hard to pass protect sometimes are these large splits they're using in the offensive line. Now you'll see as they set up to sprint out now, see that gives that defensive lineman there a lot of room, Desmond Royal, to get outside that offensive guard. I'd tighten those splits down on those passing downs.
Kent Sullivan standing in the San Antonio end zone.
Yeah, coach.
Shelton has to step back, and he does at the 43.
He's got
midfield looking for an alley, and there's a penalty flag down. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line, but a penalty marker came flying.
Shelton's the leading scorer on the team, and he's a defensive back. A punt return for a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and a pass interception return for a touchdown. I hope they give him offensive pay as well.
Come on, let's go, man. They do penalties too.
So it's going to be marched off against Montreal. The penalty was on the return. Let's see if number 30 here makes an illegal block. Charles.
Here he is, Shelton, number 42. Saw a block right there. We saw it. Probably was.
Yeah,
Henry Charles, number
down,
30, getting blocked from behind.
So Montreal will have the ball from the 37-yard line.
The Birmingham Fire try to nail down a playoff spot when they travel to Raleigh-Durham. It's the season finale of the World League Saturday on ABC Sports.
San Antonio, Texas, and football fans were happy here to learn that the Houston Oilers have moved their training base into San Antonio. They're going to play a couple of preseason games when the Dome Stadium gets completed. They're going to try to win the hearts and minds of folks here in San Antonio who for a long time have been Dallas Cowboy fans. Now Michael Proctor of the Montreal Machine going back to work. Trying to get away from the pressure, throws complete to Dunn and out of bounds at midfield for a first down. Maybe that's what they have to do, is move that pocket.
Plus they shifted the tight end, K.D. Dunn, from one side of the formation to the other, and the strong safety didn't shift over with him. Therefore, they were short one man on this side of the defense.
Coach Dussault, before the game, was trying to rally the troops out there on the field during calisthenics, and he walked up and he said, come on, men, we must start early. I'm running out of halftime speeches. I think he got back, the defensive player. That's Ricky Johnson behind the right side of the line. It's a little warm right here in San Antonio, and down we go to Mark Jones. Mark?
Brent, Dick, warm isn't the word. I don't want to say it's hot down here, but it is, well, about 120 degrees here at field level. I was speaking with some of the Montreal Machine players. They say that they definitely are feeling the heat, not just from San Antonio. You couple that with their long journey here from Montreal, and it could add up to fatigue in the late going.
The hottest foot on the field, though, belongs to quarterback Michael Proctor. He's had it stepped on twice by the center Dan Graham here, the early guard. Second down and 5 for Proctor. Pulls out cleanly this time and fires for a first down. There he caught the cornerback one-on-one. That was Calvin Nicholson on Gary Cooper that time, and went to work on him.
If they just give the young man time to throw the football, he throws it pretty well, but they just haven't been doing that. Now you'll see one-on-one, he's getting no help, no underneath coverage. Calvin Nicholson drives on the ball properly. Hey, that's good coverage. Give him those kinds. Just don't let him go by you.
Cooper off to Proctor's right. Cador to his left. And now Dunn brings the power of the formation over to the left side.
Good block.
I should check that. That's Harris, who had replaced Johnson, and a fine tackle by Tim Walton, number 57.
He's been active in
that would have been a big gain.
You what? Because Sargent, number 47, got a real good kick-out block, and there was a hole up inside. But as you said, Timmy Walton filled it.
Darrell Harris in for that play, and now Ricky Johnson replaces him in the backfield. And it'll be second down and 10. They're going to come again. Proctor steps away from the first man, but hammered down at the 49. Mark Ledbetter cleaning up there, number 94. Tim Walton got to him first, but you could see that coming.
They don't have a clue as to how to pick up all these stunts. They really don't. And they might as well just keep blitzing and stunting. You'll see to the left side of your screen, there are more rushers coming in there than they have protectors. There's Walton. He was one of the linebackers coming. He gets off him. He's big and strong. Here comes the other guy, and he'll be there all day too, Mark Ledbetter.
Ledbetter, perhaps the best defensive player on this San Antonio team. Now needing 20-some yards for a first down.
Job.
But is tight end for the first down. Inside the 20-yard line, K.D. Dunn.
See, it can't be done any better than that. Give him time and let him throw the football. They've got to be sounder in their protection. Now, it's easy to say that up here, but sometimes you question how much time teams spend on the tough problems in pass protection. Boy, that was well done.
Fine 30-yard gain on 3rd and 21. Giving Montreal a 1st and 10 inside the San Antonio 20. The biggest play of the game so far. Except perhaps for Blake's touchdown run. Proctor again with time on the roll, and he throws to the fullback. And now Sargent steps out of bounds inside the 15.
You know, and you notice what they did with him on that first down pass. They didn't drop him back in play action. They brought him outside in play action. So if they're going to rush those linebackers inside, at least they're going to have to chase him from the inside out.
Dick, he looks a lot more confident as a quarterback than he did in the first half last week against Raleigh-Durham.
He does. You know, and he shows great poise. You know, you just imagine how many times he's been hit as a quarterback back there and still show that poise. Hey, that's good. That's good.
Well, the Riders are back on their heels, and they call a defensive timeout. K.D. Dunn, 5 catches for 88 yards, Dick.
Well, you'll see K.D. Dunn, the tight end right here, got off the line of scrimmage clean. The linebacker's got to hold him up better, and he came underneath the safety. You'll see this as he comes off. See that? 3rd and long, and he converts. Nice throw right on the money.
Now it is 2nd and 4 for Montreal. Johnson steps away from a tackler and makes his way to the 9-yard line for a first down. Greg Ross getting him first. One of the impressive things about Johnson so far as a runner is that he has been able to step away from the first defensive player.
He's done that a number of times already. Yeah, good balance, good strength in the legs.
Let me correct that. I called that a first down, and they've got about a yard to go on this. So this is going to be 3rd and 1. They're down here where they can use 2 downs to get the first down if they want to. In a very tight formation, using Johnson, and this time he gets it. So it'll be 1st and goal for Montreal.
Come on, put it in there, put it in there.
I write 28 Tom. I write 28 Tom.
I write 28 Tom. He's going to get the ball to the tailback to the right out of the I formation.
I write 28 Tom on 1.
Tom could mean tackle pull.
Here's the toss, and it's Johnson to the right. Short of the 5-yard line. Walton was there along with Greg Lee, 29. Tim Walton, number 57, is playing a fine game defensively. We hit the 2-minute warning in San Antonio.
You see Johnson right here taking the ball deep. He gets underneath the kick-out block by Sargent, heads for the end zone. Good linebacker play, puts him down.
We'll take a break. With Dick Vermeil and Mark Jones, I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you with us here in San Antonio. Dick, what do you think that Coach Dussault wants done here?
I think he wants to try to run a comeback pattern to a wide receiver, and listening to the communication during commercial, he wants to throw to his ex-receiver, which is normally your weak side receiver. It'd be to the left side here. That'd be Gary Cooper on a push him deep and come back.
Fakes a toss. Proctor can run in. He can walk in for the touchdown.
Ooh.
Boy, he made it tougher than it was.
Yes.
If he had put it away and taken off immediately, it was open. He got the touchdown, a 7-yard run, and Montreal regains the lead.
You'll see this is a naked play, meaning that he's coming out there without any protectors. He had the receiver go deep in the end zone and come back. He has option runner pass. Again, defensive discipline broken there. There should be somebody in his face. He has option runner pass. He goes ahead and runs. No one's there. He actually made it a little tougher than it had to be. He just wanted to hit somebody.
And so Kennedy Wilson was in his way, and he hit it. And Bjorn Nitmo adds the extra point. And now Montreal leads San Antonio 10-7. Again, the significance, only 2 weeks left in the World League. Both Montreal and San Antonio are tied in their respective divisions, but they would lose the first tiebreaker if they wind up tied. Montreal is in a deadlock with New York, New Jersey, but they were beaten earlier by the Knights. And San Antonio in a tie with Birmingham, but they lost to Birmingham a few weeks ago. So in effect, New York, New Jersey holds a lead in this division, and they await tomorrow night's meeting against Birmingham. Orlando not yet out of it, but for them to have a chance, the Knights would have to lose the rest of the way. Orlando plays next week up in Montreal. As far as the West is concerned, Sacramento was eliminated last night. Birmingham and San Antonio tied, and as I mentioned, New York, New Jersey plays in Alabama tomorrow. So at halftime, we'll show you the highlights of a very impressive win by London. They are really the finest all-around football team in the World League. And then we'll get Dick Vermeil's feelings about who might wind up in the World Bowl on June 9th in Wembley Stadium. I guess it's only fair that because of stadium usage on June 2nd that London will have to come to the United States for their first round playoff game. Maybe that'll equalize it a little bit. We'll have to wait and see, but they do look good.
Oh, they do. They're very well coached, and Larry Kennan and Ray Wilsey, the two coaches, have just done a great job.
Ball on the tee now. Andre Johnson awaits Nitmo's kick. Keeping it low against that wind. Takes a bounce to the 15-yard line. Picked up by Elliott Searcy. And down he comes at the 25. The scoring drive from Montreal. And remember, it featured that 3rd and 22 pass to tight end Dunn, as Proctor drives them 63 yards in 11 plays, takes it in himself. What a huge pass play that was.
Oh, yeah. And defensively, you've just got to be terribly upset with you because you do such a good job on your 2 early downs and then give them the first down on 3rd and real long.
345.
1st and 10 for Mike Johnson and the struggling San Antonio offense. Johnson trying to get his passing game going, and there he is, coming underneath to Lee Morris, number 86.
Now that type of throw is efficient as a running play. You know, it doesn't take much of a quarterback to complete that. He got back there, he had time. It's a little delay underneath, he drops it to him.
3 receivers are off to Johnson's right. He rolls in that direction. Fires complete again. This one to Hess. And a first down at the 45-yard line. So Billy Hess with the reception. One of those control receivers.
What they did was a real good job of getting the quarterback outside the pocket, and Hess did a great job of coming back for the football. He didn't sit there and wait for it. He went and got it.
Now Johnson looking to the left.
Screen.
Comes back to Garrett. And Garrett into Montreal territory. Reaches the 48-yard line, and Adam Bob making the stop.
That was the delayed screen to the wide receiver. They bring him in and then release the lineman out and throw the screen.
Working without the huddle. Closing minute here of the first half.
He's going to dash right. He's going to come back and now dash out of there. Here he comes.
He's still behind the line, but not now. And Johnson out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Savage, number 55, an outside linebacker, was in pursuit and pulled a hamstring when he tried to catch him. This was a dash, meaning you drop straight back and then go ahead and sprint out. Now watch him drop straight back. He's going to set up. Now he dashes outside lineman. This is a design play. He doesn't like what he sees downfield. Now follow Savage in the middle of your screen. Watch him pull up right there. He had a hamstring pull. Boy, that hurts when you do that.
Johnson has rushed for a lot more yards than he's passed for here in the first half.
Are you surprised?
Fine runner.
He is a good runner.
52 yards rushing and only 7 passing. Here he hits Williams, and a fine tackle by Terrell Austin holding on to his foot, the big tight end.
See,
the leading tight end receiver in the World League.
Now that was good coaching, very good coaching on the part of the offensive staff, because that was they blitzed all the inside linebackers and they went hot to the tight end.
Timeout, so we'll take a break.
You'll see that both linebackers were rushing up inside. The quarterback reads it. He goes hot to the tight end inside. Good coaching by the offensive coordinator, Tommy Lee. See, that's drilled. You teach him to do that within your pass system. Well executed.
Go! Now on 2nd down and 3, with the penalty markers flying and the whistle blown as there was movement down there in the line.
False start, number 73 offense.
That's John Husby, and that is a costly 5-yard penalty. They are moving down into field goal range at least. They would have liked a touchdown here in the closing seconds of the first half if they can get it. Garrett and Hess are off to Johnson's left. Williams and Morris to his right. Johnson with good protection throws complete to the 5-yard line, and out of bounds is Lee Morris.
You'll see Lee Morris will come down, go into the post, and go to the corner as Williams comes out here to the flat to draw the coverage. See, now, there he goes in. Now he comes back out to the corner. Nice throw. Good protection. Throws it right where he has to. Outside and away from the receiver. Can't be done any better.
1 timeout remaining. 17 seconds. 4 wide receivers. Johnson will throw quickly. Hess with a diving try.
That was
and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Woo! He's going over and telling him. Right now, Steve Lofton is going over to complain that Steve Lofton, the right cornerback, he was picked off something vicious there.
Quentin Jones wound up in a hot pursuit after Lofton got picked clean by Garrett.
Change your alignments. Spread right, 17-1 cross. On 1, ready.
See the pickup at the top of your screen right there.
A clear pick and a great try by Hess. Now it is 2nd and goal. Johnson firing high and deflected, incomplete. That was Terrell Austin who got a hand on the ball.
This is a long, go ahead. This is a long 3rd down play.
7 seconds. They have a timeout remaining to stop the clock to get the field goal team on the field if they misfire here. The only thing you don't want to do is throw that interception. And when you got a ball deflected like that in the end zone, it can get a little dangerous down here.
Go!
That's Hess coming through the formation in motion. Johnson. Morris.
The thing the offensive line did for him this time is they picked up the linebackers blitzing inside. Danny Murray was coming up inside. They picked him up, gave him time to get to the receiver. Johnson's got to love that. He hasn't thrown many. He's thrown 6 on the year. That's his 7th.
You know, that ball was deflected as he released it. Gallery adds the extra point. So with 3 seconds left, San Antonio takes the lead 14-10. Mike Johnson comes alive on this drive, completing 6 of 8 for 61 yards. Watch now and see who deflects this ball.
57 is Danny Murray rushing in there. He's picked up nicely right there. Now he's getting a, oh no, it's number 90. It's Desmond Royal coming around from the backside. Maybe it wouldn't have been complete if
I don't think it would have
deflected.
been. I don't think the ball would have been caught if it hadn't been deflected. You can't tell for sure.
No, but I agree with you.
Coach Mike Riley, who played football for Bear Bryant in Alabama, then was a head coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for a couple of years, guiding them to a Grey Cup championship. Nice young man, bright coaching future here in the World League and wherever he elects to go after this. With the Riders ahead 14-10 and 3 seconds to go. Next week, we'll be coming to you on Saturday afternoon, not Sunday. Indy 500 is on Sunday, remember. So at 3 Eastern time, we'll be back in Raleigh-Durham. The Skyhawks against the Birmingham Fire. The Fire will need that one to perhaps wrap up a playoff spot as we come to the last week, which will be next week in the World League's inaugural season. Who would have thought that the European division and Montreal would have been the huge successes as far as crowds and television ratings are concerned, and the United States would have struggled? I would have never thought.
Yeah, in fact, the World League officials, all the people we met with in Orlando before the season got, they were concerned that the teams weren't going to be good enough over there, and that the teams here would be better, and they'd lose. They wouldn't be able to attract the interest in the other half.
Great story concerning television in Mexico. Apparently, they've been picking up the games somewhat illegally in Mexico, and I want you to know the ratings have been very good in Mexico City, much better than the U.S. We've got to get some rating books down there in Mexico.
We've got to tell Mike Lynn.
Penalty flags come flying here with the final seconds ticking away. Coach Jacques Dussault and that staff done a fine job of turning on the crowd up in Montreal.
You're gonna have to kick it again.
We have a personal foul on the kicking team. After the play was over, it'll be 15 yards from the 20-yard line.
Can't end on a defensive penalty.
Exactly right.
No.
We can see the personal foul on the bottom of the screen, the left-hand side here. There it gets us a smash, smash to the face, right here. Can't see the number.
Well, the final 3 seconds for Montreal, and it does look like they're going to just kill the clock, doesn't it?
We saw that last week, remember?
Yeah, they fumbled at Frankfurt. So we're going to come back and show you some highlights of the London Monarchs. But before we do that, let's go down to Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, I'm with the coach, Mike Riley. Mike, tough sledding in the first half. Mike Johnson, your quarterback, really kept things alive with his scrambling ability, especially in that last scoring drive.
Well, that's one of the great threats that he offers us. You know, he has the ability, and there at the end, we were able to open things up a little bit, and he ran effectively. And it was good to score the points just before the half because they appeared to have done that.
Just maybe call his number a little more in the second half, quarterback draw, that kind of thing?
Well, we're going to try to open it up and make them defend this, the whole field. And I think with our sprint outs and bootlegs, we'll just need to do a little bit more of that, and that affords him an opportunity to move the defense around.
Good luck in the second half, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Back upstairs to Brent and Dick.
All right, Mark. Thank you. So a seesaw first half. San Antonio with a 14-10 lead, and we'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC station.
The World League of American Football. Brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline. And by AT&T. The right choice.
A 4-point San Antonio lead as we get ready to start the second half. And, Dick, there are the numbers for the first half.
Well, you can see the machine right here has controlled the ball a little bit more. They just haven't scored as often, but it's very even. I think the turnover factor here in the second half is going to decide it along with the weather conditions. I don't know if Montreal is going to handle the heat as well.
Interestingly enough, Montreal chose the wind in the fourth quarter and not the ball. Montreal will kick it off. Nitmo, and it'll be San Antonio's ball. So the Riders will have the wind in the third quarter.
Right, now that's not a bad decision. The only negative is you remember the team to score last at the end of the half was San Antonio. Had good momentum, and now if they come up and start this next series with a good scoring drive, boy, then you question yourself.
Andre Johnson awaits the kickoff. Again, keeping it on that ground, fielded at the 14-yard line by Searcy. And he makes his way to the 33-yard line, where it'll be Mike Johnson. Johnson had an interesting first half. He didn't complete a pass until the scoring drive. Then he was 6 of 13 for 61 yards and the touchdown. He rushed for 52 yards in that first half and recorded 3 first downs. Ricky Blank, who did not play last week in Barcelona, appeared in the first half, and he is the lone running back now with 3 wide receivers, including Ronnie Williams, who split off the line to the left.
385. Set. Oh.
Here is Blake.
Good job by Royal.
As Desmond Royal, number 90, came across the line of scrimmage and wrapped him up.
Normally when a nose guard gets into a play inside out that quickly, Brent, that he was slanting on the snap in that direction.
Here we go.
Well, the Riders are without their starting center, Vitale, and Eddie Grant, number 65, is handling that position, and he had his hands full that time against Desmond Royal.
Desmond Royal is their best defensive lineman.
So second down and 10. Johnson with time goes to Garrett, incomplete, and well defended at the 20-yard line by Steve Lofton.
Steve Lofton did a real nice job of running with him, you know, and he had to cover him for a long time, but he had him stride for stride all the way. Good position. He reaches high with his right arm, gets over the top, flips the ball. Nice job. Actually, I'm not so sure he even hit the football. Let's take another look and see if we can see. Here comes the ball down there. Boy, that was just out of the reach.
Third and 10. Johnson throws to Williams high and intercepted. Picked off by Austin. Montreal ball on the turnover. The pass was high to tight end Ronnie Williams.
See, what he tried to do is he tried to get the ball down the seam in the 2-deep zone in between the 2 safeties. He laid it real soft. See the tight end breaking in behind there. He just threw it a little high and behind him, and there comes Terrell Austin, number 22, to pick it off. And that's his first interception of the year.
And the first turnover of this football game. So the kickoff gamble paid off here for Montreal as they get the ball back on a turnover. Now they have field position at the San Antonio 47-yard line. Mel Proctor out of Murray State is the machine quarterback, handing to Ricky Johnson, who picks his way to the 44-yard line before Anthony Cooney and Tim Walton wrap him up.
For the tackle for the Riders, 28, Anthony Cooney. Go, stay high, Mom.
Be second down and 7 for the machine. Cador and Cooper are the wide receivers. Sargent is the fullback. Katie Dunn, the tight end, shifts over to the left. Proctor under pressure. San Antonio tried to dive back in, but I believe Montreal, yes, they regained control of it.
They just cannot handle any kind of linebacker blitzing, stunning. You see the outside linebacker coming real hard to the outside, pressure coming in from the backside right there. Number 96, Donnie Gardner, who is actually playing his first game in a few weeks. He's been injured.
Greg Lee stripped the ball free, and center Dan Graham saved it for Coach Dassault and the machine. Third down and 11. Proctor forced to scramble again, and it is incomplete. And now the penalty flag comes down. Calvin Nicholson is called for pass interference.
It was pass interference, though the ball was not catchable in any way, but it was definitely pass. I mean, he went up and made contact with a guy, came right up his back long before the ball got there.
That's a 15-yard penalty in the World League, and that would be enough to give them a first down.
Now I think they're discussing whether the ball was catchable or not. Take a look at
defensive pass interference, number 25, first down.
Now, if the ball was tipped, there'd be no defensive pass interference, but it was not tipped. So you can see there on the screen, the only ruling might have been that it was not catchable.
Are you sure it wasn't tipped?
Yeah,
I mean, the ball came out of there so awkwardly. I'm told it was not. I guess it just got caught up in that wind, eh? And that's why it appeared to be such a weird forward pass. So a big penalty favoring Montreal, and the ball is put down at the 32-yard line. Cooper is off to Proctor's left, and Cador is to his right. They show blitz against him.
Drop the snap.
Fumble the snap, and this time it's picked up by the Riders. It was recovered by Mark Ledbetter. San Antonio ball.
You know what happened there? You know what happened there? A linebacker came in and started a blitz and stopped when he got to the line of scrimmage, and I think the center snapped the ball early, and the quarterback wasn't ready for it, and it dropped to the ground. A linebacker ran up in there like he was going to blitz in rhythm with the snap. They didn't snap it. He snapped it early anyway. Let's take a look in isolation and see if we can see. Here comes the linebackers, the quarterback right to the left corner of your screen. You see, he never did get the football. It was down in between his knees.
So it'll be San Antonio's ball with a 4-point lead here in the third quarter.
No better way to face the day. When the sun comes up and I'm feeling fine, 'cause the AM surely is my favorite time.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for: to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick, 110% protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
Before leaving home, 50% of all travelers get butterflies. 2 out of 3 leave someone they love behind. And nearly everyone thinks traveling is hard work. Nobody understands the trials and travails of travelers like Holiday Inn. And nobody gives them more comforts at a more comfortable price. Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
It's not easy to pull yourself away from a bowl of Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Those 2 scoops of raisins taste so good, you'll find that once you stop, you can't leave them behind. It's those 2 scoops that taste too good to pull yourself away. 2 scoops of raisins, golden flakes of bran. Get every bite you can. It's those 2 scoops that taste too good to pull yourself away. 2 scoops that taste too good in Kellogg's Raisin Bran. 2 scoops.
The Birmingham Fire try to nail down a playoff spot when they travel to Raleigh-Durham. It's the season finale of the World League, Saturday on ABC Sports.
Along with Dick Vermeil, Mark Jones, I'm Brent Musburger. Warm day here in San Antonio, Texas. The Riders in Montreal tied for first in their respective divisions. San Antonio with the ball after the second turnover of the second half, and a 1st and 10 coming out from their own 35-yard line. Johnson's pitch is bobbled by Blake, and they appear to have given it right back. No, it was recovered by San Antonio.
He just didn't catch that toss. He was going to run with the football before he caught the ball.
John Husby falling on the football and saving it for the Riders. That could have been a big moment for the machine.
They go the first half, either team without a turnover. Now they've each turned it over.
Let's go. Let's go. White, 235. White, 235. Set. Ho.
Johnson off a good play fake, buys time, hits Williams, first down San Antonio, and into Montreal territory. The ball will be put down at the 49-yard line.
See, what they did with this is you look from the end zone, he fakes one way, gets the defense pursuing, then comes back out with that nimbleness of foot. He can really move. He gets it out there, tight end in there, almost runs over the top of the people. This is what it does to a nose guard. Desmond Royal, number 90, see, he doesn't know where the ball's going right now. He's being smothered. That's why people don't like to play that nose guard spot.
The pancake. 19 yards for Williams. And a first down for San Antonio. Here's Blake searching for his daylight. Took that one outside when there appeared to be some running room on the inside.
You're right, Brent. Bad decision on going outside. He had a nice block up inside. He must have predetermined he was going to go outside because he had success earlier running outside. Take a look at from the inside and we can see what he saw. Watch to the left of the screen now. Good zone blocking. Now look at that hole back up inside there, see? Sometimes you as a running back can approach the hole too flat and you don't see that cutback. That's what happened then.
Three receivers off to Johnson's right. Second and long. Blake gets the call again. And he's down at the 46 on a Darrell Holmes tackle as we go downstairs to Mark Jones. Mark?
Gentlemen, I was speaking with Michael Proctor, quarterback for La Machine, just a few seconds ago. He says that he has a slight muscle spasm in his lower back. The training staff tells me it'll limit his mobility just a little bit, but he will be able to continue. Back upstairs.
The backup quarterback is David Dacus, who played at Houston. If they need to make a move at that position here this afternoon. Third down and 8 yards needed for the first down. Johnson straight back. He'll drop it off to Blake. And Blake will get him the first down at the 35-yard line. San Antonio keeps the drive alive.
See, what he did is he checked down out of the backfield there. He snuck over to the left, set up, and then checked out, anticipating getting a zone defense.
Johnson's successful passing game is much better underneath, inside that zone than trying to take it downfield.
No question, Brent. I mean, your pass percentage would be better if you were throwing those shorter things.
Don't be so sure of that. First and
I think I'll take that back.
Johnson.
Good rush by Desmond.
He'll run out of trouble. Johnson keeps it, and he is down at the 29, 30-yard line. The ball will be spotted. 5 more yards rushing for Mike Johnson, who gave Jerry Faust some great moments when he went to Akron out of a junior college. Guided the Zips to their first winning record.
Desmond Royal was singled up that time by the offensive center, and he beat him, and he likes that single block. 2-on-1 is the offense is going to win. 1-on-1, that nose guard will win.
Now the 3 receivers are off to his left. Blake counters back toward the right, but he is cut off by the heart of that Montreal defense in the middle, and no running room down there.
Uh-oh.
And now the flags come flying as the tempers flare down there.
John Layfield, he's upset, number 61 from Abilene Christian.
Don't mess with Texas. That's the sticker he's got on his car.
Well, they'll have to throw 2 guys out of the ball game.
For 2 plays.
There goes O'Neal Gilbert out, number 72. Wait a minute, they threw 2 out. Here comes.
We have unnecessary roughness against 53 of the defense, 77 of the offense. Both players are out for 2 plays. Penalties offset, still second down.
Well, Tracy Simeon goes for the machine, and James Harper. Would you trade Simeon for Harper for 2 plays?
Yeah, I'd rather, I tell you, whenever you lose your best offensive lineman and you're on 3rd down situation, you're hurting more.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with this rule.
Yeah, it makes it meaningful, though.
Yeah. 3rd down and 7. Williams has been the main man in these first down situations. He busts over the middle, but Johnson is going to have to keep it. And he does not get the first down. If he kept running with intention, he might have been able to pick it up.
It would have been a gimme. Quarterbacks like to throw the football when they've had a throwing streak, when they've been completing the ball. But right here, as you'll see at the tail end of the play, he had room to his outside. He's not looking to his outside. He wants to throw the ball back inside. Go ahead for the flag. He didn't do it.
And he might have slipped a little bit too on a cutback. But anyway, it is 4th down. The wind is at their back. They are not going to go for the field goal. And when you got Ricky Blake in 4th and short, oh, they don't give it to him. Johnson's going to throw. Fires to the tight end. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. Ronnie Williams, 82, does it again.
You know, in a defensive huddle, every time a play is called, someone should remind the defender, be alert for the boot play. Be alert for the naked coming out backside. You'll see him coming out. He got out there. He did a great job of throwing this thing. He was lucky that thing was complete. But he should not get out there that clean.
It's the World League. 1st and 10 for San Antonio inside the 15 after that 12-yard pass to Ronnie Williams, who's having another big day. Now it's Blake's turn to the 7. And there's a penalty marker down, along with an injured Ronnie Williams is down. Ronnie Williams has injured his left leg.
Number 77 offense.
This would be a huge loss for the Riders. That was James Harper, who had returned after being kicked out for a couple of plays. So while the medical staff, trainer Bernie LaRue and the rest of his assistants tend to Williams, we'll take a break and come right back.
Okie doke, just pour it and say, wow, great tasting A&W Diet Cream Soda with a smooth, light vanilla taste and rich, creamy diet A&W root beer with 100% NutraSweet. And action. Cut. All right, we all make mistakes.
Marker.
Action. Cut. Let's try it again. Cut.
Marker.
No, my right. No, into the glass, into the glass. What do you need, glasses or are you just stupid?
I've been told both.
It's the taste that made A&W famous.
Power Stick Antiperspirant. It excels with 50% more odor and wetness fighters per stroke for 24-hour control that ordinary deodorant sticks just can't beat. Power Stick for 24-hour control.
If you want to keep repair costs down, remember, Fram oil filters protect your engine better because they stop more dirt the first time through than any other filter. Fram, you can pay a little now or a lot later.
Kentucky Fried Chicken asked this man to help prove how irresistible our new honey barbecue wings taste. Just look at those tender, juicy wings, prepared with our savory barbecue sauce and sweetened with just the right touch of honey. For a limited time only, new honey barbecue wings from Kentucky Fried Chicken. So irresistible, the experts are already buzzing about it. In fact, they're spreading the news.
Well, let's sort this out for you. Ronnie Williams, who does not appear to be seriously injured, was helped off to the sideline. But during that sequence, Ricky Blake left with a slight leg injury. And so Broderick Graves, number 32, has checked in at running back for the Riders. He'll be set behind Johnson. This is a 1st and 20 after the holding penalty against Harper. Now this is Graves, and he gets to the 20-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Riders.
James Harper, the offensive right guard, did an awfully nice job right here of pulling and trapping. See, he's going to cross behind the center. Watch him kick out. He gets his tail down, his shoulder pads into the man. Does a pretty good job. The defender did a good job of hanging and holding on.
Williams is back, and he is out to Johnson's left. 4 receivers, the favored World League formation. 2 on each side. Johnson sets the screen to Graves. Graves hammered at the 19-yard line by Shelton with a penalty flag flying at the 15-yard line.
Well,
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 77 offense.
That's Harper again. He's having a nightmare.
And he doesn't appear to be one of those over-aggressive type personalities. Maybe it's a leg whip. Let's see him, number 77, right here. Oh, yes, that's a tripping. You can't do that.
Not even in the World League.
Not even in the World League. Geez, they're going to be inside the 20. Here they are back on the 34.
Spread right, 82Y under, on one. Right, 82Y under.
Let's make this 2nd and 30.
82Y under.
Williams is off to Johnson's right. The left tackle appeared to pull out too fast. Husby, number 73.
They sort of lost their composure.
Number 73 offense.
John Husby.
Second down and 35. The ball is brought back to the 40. The Riders had a 1st and 10 at the Montreal 15-yard line. Pickens and Williams are out to the right. Hess and Garrett go to the left. Now Johnson under pressure, steps free, fires and deflected to Hess at the 20-yard line. This will only leave him 3rd and 15. That was Dwight Pickens who deflected it.
He throws this ball. 2 receivers could have caught this one. The second one did. Under pressure, he avoided the pressure. Right there, O'Neal Gilbert, 72, almost gets him down. Right there, he throws the ball. Look at that. That was the advantage of being left-handed. He's batted. Here's Hess right in position. He knew it was coming to him. I tell you, there was a time where it was an advantage to be left-handed.
One of the Montreal players just said, what do you got in the other hand? 3rd down now with Johnson. Had time, throws high and incomplete, and it'll be field goal time for Jim Gallery and the Riders.
They got a real good rush on him that time, and it's hard to throw it accurately. Coverage did a good job. He has to hold the ball. Then, all right, there they go. Put the heat on him. Tracy Simeon, he's been around the quarterback the whole day. He's the property of the Kansas City Chiefs, Brian.
That was just your normal drive right there. Right?
Yeah, penalty.
Gallery, longer than 35, is only 4-10. This is a 37-yarder. This one with that wind at his back. And it puts San Antonio up by 7. 17-10, San Antonio. But Montreal has to feel good about just surrendering a field goal. The Riders' scoring drive, 45 yards, 13 plays. Jim Gallery kicks the 37-yard field goal to put San Antonio ahead of Montreal by 7 points. And now the Machine's ball coming out from their own 20.
You know, it'd be really good for Machine if they could move the ball a little bit so they don't have to punt into the wind. Selecting to kick off at the start of the 3rd quarter and take the win in the 4th quarter, they only surrendered 3 points in the 3rd quarter. It has to be evaluated as a good decision.
Proctor hands off to Ricky.
Ooh, good block.
Johnson gets the corner, and he is out at the 27-yard line. Broderick Sargent is one of the better blocking running backs in this league.
Yes, he's done a good job. We saw him do a good job in the tapes that we evaluated prior to the game. That time, he just got a clean knockdown. Nice job, Broderick.
One way to work against that wind here in the closing minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Well, Broderick spends a lot of time with the Special Olympics, too. He's one of those really character-giving guys.
He's out of Baylor.
Ooh, nice hit.
Stood up in the middle by Donnie Gardner, number 96.
Donnie Gardner didn't play a week ago. Had a bad ankle. They really needed him back.
Mark Jones alerting us that Proctor is playing with some back spasms, which could be hindering him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they lock up on you, I don't know how you can play.
So a 1st down for Montreal at the 30-yard line. Gary Cooper flanks out to Proctor's left. Oh, fumbles it. Loose ball. San Antonio's got it at the 24-yard line. Kennedy Wilson recovering, and Tim Walton knocked the ball loose.
I think Ledbetter got a real good jump, or the man lined up right to his inside, got a real good jump on that and got the snap, knocked it right out of his hand. See, there it goes. It knocked it right out of his hand. Many times the quarterbacks take the ball, they'll leave the ball down low too long and don't get it up there about shoulder level. You can't see it right there, but boy, the ball's on the ground. That is a critical turnover.
Montreal has lost 2 fumbles in its last 2 possessions. Now San Antonio with the ball inside the 25. Ricky Blake is back. They throw the quick pop here on the outside to the 15-yard line, and Lee Morris, who caught the touchdown pass in the first half.
That was a little delayed screen, but it wasn't a legal play, and they got away with it.
Did you say it was illegal?
It was not a legal play. The tight end who was split out there went down and blocked him in. Now, he's a receiver, but he can't block downfield before the guy gets going with the screen. Good play, just a little off time.
Second and short. This could be a free one.
Were you blocking that dude?
Johnson has bootlegged out of this. Timeout is called by the San Antonio quarterback. He'll come over here and huddle, and we'll get an opportunity here to listen to Coach Mike Riley and his quarterback.
You see the clock? Huh?
I hate to use that one.
Yeah.
They ran out of time.
Up down there.
We're going to run for the first down here. Is that what we're going to do, Tom? Yeah, let's run it. No, we want to kick it right here. Huh?
Oh, yeah, but we got all kinds of time.
Yeah.
Go with the trap, and you can stay with it on the even.
Any reminders?
You know we might have? You pointed inside again, inside help.
What?
How about a 400 special, you know, when we got the...
Oh, with the guy up? We'll look at that on second down. Let's get the first down right now.
Like Banjo on the inside now.
No mistakes. Let's get the first down.
We want to run trap, 33 trap.
So you want to spread right?
Yeah, no mistakes now. We want to get speed.
Yes, sir. Trips right.
Trips right.
They're going to run a trap play again that we showed you a little bit earlier, pulling the offensive right guard, James Harper, and trapping across behind his offensive center, Eddie Grant. You'll see that...
Blake is the running back. For the first down.
He made it.
To the Montreal 11-yard line, and a penalty flag comes down. Larry Nimmer's the referee.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 76 defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Here's
right, 34 stretch phony. How about it?
Here's the trap play, number 77. See him pull across the center. They get a cross block right up in the center. Nice fundamental technique in there. He gets that first down. Harper is their best offensive lineman, and you can see why they say that as you watch him play.
And I think we picked up on the screen Roland Putzier with the personal foul off to the left on that play. Now it is first and goal for San Antonio. Blake on a cutback for 6 more. They rambles into the end zone.
The key to that play is the blocking on the backside. You'll see that they collapse the offensive line, and he cut way back. Offensive left side of the line. Mike Kislak and John Husby do a real good job.
Jim Gallery with Garrett Holding. A little daylight.
Hello to Winnipeg, my
A 2-touchdown lead.
Taking a look again from ground level, you'll notice that the play starts to the right. It gets the defense stretched. You see it starting to the left of your screen, offensive right. Now watch him bend it back. See, and the offensive line on the left side did a real good job of collapsing the pursuit. There's the touchdown.
Next week, we will take a look at the team San Antonio is battling for the division title. The Birmingham Fire with a Monday nighter against New York, New Jersey. Then they'll close out next Saturday. Remember, we'll be on the air at Saturday, 3 Eastern. Birmingham against winless Raleigh-Durham. Meanwhile, San Antonio will go up to the Meadowlands. They'll close out their regular season against the New York, New Jersey Knights. And they must finish a full game ahead of Birmingham to wind up in the playoffs, because they lost the tiebreaker, which the first one is head-to-head. There's the great veteran Gordon Johncock, won a couple of Indy 500s, qualifying for one of the back rows. still can't get over the performance by A.J. Foyt. Starting that first row next Sunday. Out of the end zone with the win at Gallery's back. Montreal now faces a real uphill battle with this passing game.
And especially if the quarterback has a back spasm. If that doesn't make it any easier. San Antonio's done a good job defensively, though they have not, rather Montreal has not handled that blitz package.
You know, Montreal, unfortunately, lost their best quarterback when Kevin Sweeney was hurt.
That's Greg Newhouse, the defensive coordinator, and he's done a real good job. He said his whole plan was to stop the running game by anticipating formations and reading them, because he thought they had a real good book on what they were going to do. Then they were going to come after him with blitzes.
Proctor has not thrown a pass yet this half. He can't even get it off. They're coming across with the center snap. That was Greg Ross coming, and he had a lot of help that time.
Here he is, Greg Ross, the big nose guard, getting off on the ball extremely quick. There he is, right on the center. See, he jumps around. They were going to try to trap. There's a mistake in the blocking on that. That guy is 6'2", 270, and he's the guy that said he bought just that great big motorcycle, 400 horse, he said. Can you believe that?
The end of the third quarter. A 2-touchdown lead for San Antonio. And we'll come back after a word from our ABC stations. $20,234 at Alamo Stadium. This is a small arena here in San Antonio, as the Dome Stadium is being completed downtown, and the Riders will eventually move into that facility. They lead Montreal by 2 touchdowns as we start the final quarter, and Proctor throws his first pass in the second half, hitting Ricky Johnson, and Johnson battles for 9 yards. And we check in downstairs with Mark Jones. Mark?
I've got another Johnson, Mike Johnson. Tell me, Tracy Simeon and yourself having some rough words, cussing each other back and forth on the field. What's up?
Well, I mean, every time he hits me, he's taunting me. He's telling me that he's going to get me before the game is over. I'm just telling him I'm going to be here all day. You know, he has another quarter to give me. If not, I'll go home the same way I came in.
A couple of threats, guys. Thanks for joining us, Mike. You know, I asked Tracy Simeon about it. He had 2 words for Mike Johnson, neither of which I can repeat on television.
Simeon, the property of the Kansas City Chiefs, is allocated to Montreal, one of the better linebackers, and the machine picks up the first down here. And here's the inspector.
Sprint left.
Coach Jacques Dussault.
Sounded like he said sprint left.
Sprint left, 0-1-1.
Meaning is going to get the quarterback sprinting out away from the inside pass rush to the left.
First down and 10. Done in motion. And Proctor gets out of trouble for the time being, and then throws one incomplete. He was running for his life that time.
Well, Ledbetter came off one corner, and they had a defender coming off the other side, and they stopped him up from getting outside. Good job by Ledbetter. You'll see Ledbetter at the top of your screen, number 94. See, he comes underneath the tight end. Now the fullback kicks him out, does a good job. He wants to set up inside. He can't. There's backside pressure, and Roderick Manning, 58, was coming after him. They sort of have a book on these guys. It seems like the defensive coordinators in the offensive huddle.
Second down and 10. Oh, nice hit, Ricky Johnson, who made a good catch with Anthony Cooney glued to him. Fine looking
he has
play
been
for a
impressive
first
the
down.
whole ball game. You know that? He's done some good things. He's coming out of the backfield to the left side of your screen. Now watch this hit. Pow! Woo, that's smarts. Sometimes you bite your tongue right off on that one.
Cooper and Williams are the wide receivers.
Slot, no!
Proctor repositioning Johnson into a slot here on the right. They're coming again. Complete to Cooper, who was sliding here at the 48-yard line. And the numbers after 3 quarters here in San Antonio.
Well, they went heavily in the favor of the Riders in that third quarter. The turnovers weren't there at halftime. Here they are now. But notice how the time of possession is balanced out from the end of the first half. You know, and it's hard to throw the ball real well against San Antonio defense. They lead the league both in the fewest yards given up and the fewest passes complete, percentage-wise.
Touchdown on this drive, and this one will get real interesting. Proctor underneath to his fullback, Sargent, and Sargent to the 37-yard line. A good call that time, and a tackle by Gary Richard.
See, on those kind of pass plays, you call a pattern, you look downfield. You know you have a check down if it's zone. You see that, you'll say, well, I don't like what I see downfield, then I'll check it down. If you see man-to-man downfield, you get the one-on-one coverage, you go ahead and throw it downfield.
Darrell Harris checks into the backfield. He'll be the I-back behind Broderick Sargent.
Red 33, set, hit.
Proctor gets it off, but he had K.D. Dunn open, and he threw high. An injured rider down at midfield. That's Ledbetter, one of their standouts.
Ledbetter, 94, has been a real factor. You'll see him coming late. See, he's in what they call blitz engage. If the running back picks him up, he takes him on. See, here he is. He just keeps going. It looks like he stung a nerve in the shoulder is what he did.
So while they tend to that nerve, we'll take a break here in San Antonio and be right back. Well, the fourth quarter has been the Montreal quarter this season. They haven't scored many points, but 34 of them have come in the final stanza. They're down by 2 touchdowns. Williams goes in motion. Proctor hands off to Ricky Johnson, and he makes his way to the 33-yard line.
Well, it was sort of a one-on-one battle at the point of attack between K.D. Dunn and Roderick Manning, and Dunn won just enough to move the ball about 5-6 yards. Take a looking at that in isolation. Tight end has to be able to block that backer. See him right up on top of the screen. He gets sort of a standoff. Then Roderick Manning throws him off, but the ball carrier does get inside him.
Ledbetter returns after missing one play. This is 3rd and 6 for Montreal.
Red 33, set, hit.
Proctor rolling away from the pressure, trying to find an open receiver. He's got a man. They catch.
No good.
Williams
No
for the
good.
touchdown.
No touchdown. He went out of bounds and came back in.
Well, it's been called a touchdown.
He went out of bounds and came back in.
Now, let's see if they wave it off down here. You saw it all the way. Now a penalty flag comes down.
Yeah. He went out of bounds.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
They might have missed it.
Okay, so I threw my hat. Where's my hat?
No, it's coming back.
Leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it on the ground.
They're bringing it back. So let's wait for the official here to tell us.
We have illegal contact on the defense and illegal touching by a receiver out of bounds on the offense. Penalties offset, down on replay.
See, there he's out of bounds.
There it is.
Yeah.
Good pickup, Dick.
Yeah.
And he got in behind Calvin Nicholson, and he made a fine catch in the end zone.
See, Nicholson was making a mistake. He was looking back at the quarterback.
Over
if
our
you
left.
got single coverage, you can't look back at the quarterback.
Search. Over our left, 55 search.
55 search. They're going to give the ball to the running back,
move
and
back,
search
guys.
means he's going to pick his hole. They're going to come off man-to-man blocking, and they're going to try to give the ball to tailback deep. Or that's what they plan to do.
Ricky Johnson will try to search and find enough daylight to get a first down here. Off a fake.
Off the 55 fake.
Good block complete. K.D. Dunn, the receiver, and Kenny Watson, number 24, the strong safety there defensively.
55 search obviously is the fake off the search running play. Dunn is going to run an out pattern. He's locked up man-to-man on Kenny Watson. Kenny Watson's got him all the way, does a good job. The ball, in nice coverage, good job. Can't do it much better.
And Montreal will settle for a field goal attempt, which is somewhat surprising, but there's 9:20 to go here.
They have the wind at their back, and they have with the best kicker.
No good. San Antonio stays ahead by 14. Jack Nicklaus birdied the first hole, so he figures to be in the hunt when you tune into the final round right after our football game sponsored by Dean Witter, the Memorial. The view from the coach's box here in San Antonio. 1st and 10. A 2-touchdown lead for the Riders, who have the ball. This is their 250-pound running back, Ricky Blake, powering to the 37-yard line.
You know, he's impressive. What's the great big guy in New Orleans that's 250? What they call Ironhead?
Ironhead Haywood.
Well, yeah, Ironhead's a little bit bigger than 250, I guess, but
more like 350.
This guy has a chance.
Green 880. Green 880. Side hope.
Now on 2nd down, it'll be Blake again. After stepping away from Adam Bob, he sort of slipped up, and Adam Bob is shaken up on the play.
They had those great big wide splits trying to spread out the defense. You'll see coming here from the end zone. See those big splits? Now they're going to pull the lineman, allowing penetration. And here comes Adam Bob to the left side of your screen, number 94, to get up inside there and throw him for the loss. 3rd down conversion has not been really good for these people. Coming into this game, they were 31% efficient. He audibled. He sees the blitz. He sees it coming.
And he fires an incompletion. Let's check in with Mark Jones. Mark?
Hey, I want to let you guys know that Canadian football fans are loyal football fans. Matt, Mark, and Joanne made the trip all the way down from just outside Montreal, some 3,000 miles, just to watch the game here in San Antonio at the Rock Pile. That's some kind of drive in a school bus.
Yeah, it is actually a little bit arduous coming through the States, but I want to say that everyone in Texas has been really good to us. San Antonio is a great town, and I'd say it almost compares with Canada. Actually, can I say hi to everybody?
No. I already did that. Back upstairs to Brent and Dick.
Thanks, Mark.
Ooh, nice punt.
Sullivan hanging one high here in the 4th quarter. And it's down at the 49, about midfield. Puts the ball down right there. 17 yards on that punt after that bounce. 7 minutes and 17 seconds, and San Antonio in command.
The Birmingham Fire try to nail down a playoff spot when they travel to Raleigh-Durham. It's the season finale of the World League, Saturday on ABC Sports.
Here's Richard Shelton, the punt returner, recognizing it's a high, short punt. And watch him alertly now start signaling his return people to get out of the way. Don't let that ball touch you. Don't make it a hot ball. Stay away from it. Good heads-up football.
Well, Montreal goes to 4 wide receivers. San Antonio's defense still licking its chops. Proctor steps away for the trouble and fires incomplete. Steve Williams, the intended receiver.
He's setting up a little bit short, in my opinion, for all the kind of penetration he's been getting, the kind of rushes off the corner. If I were him and the coaches, I'd set him just a little bit deeper, give him a little better cushion. You'll see what I'm talking about here on this short pass. Now, all setups have to be coordinated with the receiver's patterns downfield, but see, he's setting up inside that block, too close to it. Either keep going or get deeper.
2nd down and 10 for Montreal. They'll finish up their season next week against Orlando in Montreal.
He's got it.
Over the middle and incomplete, intended for Cooper and defended by Cooney.
That ball was thrown nicely. Gary Cooper should have caught that football. It was up there high where he can go up and get it, concentrate on it, thrown right down in there in between the zone. Cooper from Ambridge, Pennsylvania. See what he did? Brent, he tried to catch it little fingers together. You catch those balls up high, at least I've always taught, take your thumbs and put them together and draw the ball to you.
3rd down and 10. Under pressure, and he will not get it off as he is wrapped up and brought down by Kennedy Wilson.
Kennedy Wilson is a defensive back, linebacker, combination guy, similar to Brody for the Galaxy team. Same type of guy. See, they get good heat outside. That keeps the quarterback inside the pocket. Pattern taken away downfield. Here comes the pressure inside. And the other thing is, San Antonio's rushers, once they're blocked, they don't quit. They keep coming anyway.
Moore
Ooh, beautiful punt.
Whoa. That wind at his back sends it on through the end zone. Sometimes that'll drive a coach crazy.
Yeah, I know it. But why didn't he kick like that coming out of the end zone? That's what drives you crazy as a coach. He is a good punter. He's an NFL punter all the way.
Had a fine career down at Alabama. Punted for Ray Perkins down there.
Yeah, you were talking about career. He averaged 42.5 his last year there. That's with a net of 39 yards. That's darn good punting.
Now San Antonio will go to work on that clock. Working against the wind, 5.5 minutes and up by 14.
Red 368. Set. Ho.
This is Ricky Blake, and he is brought down by Dan Murray.
They haven't made a yard on that counter gap yet. The penetration's been killing them. When they've come off man-to-man and go zone blocking, they've kept the line of scrimmage clean, and they've given the big fella room to run. Stay with your man blocking. You see good penetration up there, well read by the linebacker. That was Dan Murray. Ooh, a little extra shot right in there by, I think that's Adam Bob.
Now on second down, Johnson sprints to the left. There's a penalty flag down on the play. Penalty flag is thrown.
John Garrett, incomplete. Flag down.
Holding.
We're going to go
on number 73.
That's Husby.
You know what happens on that? You know the quarterback is going to sprint outside you. So you reach out and you're trying to block the defensive end, and you reach too hard with your outside arm and hook and hold at the same time.
Penalty refused. Third down.
Show you what I'm talking about here on the bottom of your screen. Husby, number 73. See, there he is blocking on Rowan Pulser, number 76. See, and he's got him holding. He's got a good grip on him. He can't. Hey, you might as well hold. I don't want him to get it sacked in the end zone.
It is declined, leaving a 3rd and 15. Clock is down to 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
They're coming after him. Looks like it. Yeah, here they come.
Needs the ball here, and Blake breaks free. Short of the first down.
Did you see that very last move, the hurdle move there? He is nifty. He's got some grace to him for a 250-pounder. Here he is. They had a blitz on. Just good base blocking, man-to-man. See, there he gets through the hole, gets a good kick-out block. Now watch this. Here's a 250-pound running back. At the end of the play, he turns upfield. Now watch this. Oh, not too bad.
Shelton fields it at the 40, 45, and down at the 49-yard line. Montreal needs a couple of quick scores. They've only got 4.5 minutes. 35-yard Sullivan punt and a 9-yard Shelton return. We'll come back to Texas in a moment.
Hey, yeah. 540
What a
sneak,
nice young man Mike Riley is, Dick.
Yeah, he's a bright guy, and I had an opportunity Friday to spend about an hour and a half with him in his office and just sit and talk football, and it was really enjoyable. He's loving this experience.
And it's permanent. His wife is up closing down the house in Winnipeg and going to bring the furniture down.
He knows this World League is here to stay.
1st and 10. Proctor fires to Ricky Johnson. Ooh. Johnson is hammered at the 45, spun away from Walton, and then kept going.
You have said it already in the broadcast. That guy's a good football player. You see, he takes that shot, just spins right off it, took another shot, spins off it.
4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here, and Montreal in need of 14 points. 24-10. Montreal led twice, 3-0, and then 10-7. Both leads in the first half. They have been held scoreless by the San Antonio defense here in the second half. And on first down, Proctor snaps one off to the tight end, Dunn, out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
You know, they came in here only scoring offensively now, excluding returns and interception returns, 78 points in those 8 games. So, you know, they just haven't been a very good offensive football team.
San Antonio favored by a touchdown, leading by 2, 4:15, Proctor. Now he'll run for the first down. And then some. Proctor free to the 7-yard line, and the ball is loose. Proctor gets inside the 10-yard line and fumbles it away.
You got to get those linemen right now, inside pass rushers, and tell them that is a major game.
Calvin Nicholson is somewhere at the bottom of that pile. And Jacques Dussault cannot believe this turn of events.
You know, quarterbacks scramble and all that. See, he's got the ball a little bit out away from his body right there like that. See, they're not running backs. They're not trained as running backs, and they're not used to taking these heavy hits in contact areas, and the ball got stripped out.
Watch Nicholson's right hand.
He gets stripped out right here.
There it comes, right on the inside.
Now watch him strip it out right there. Hey, good job. And coaches teach that.
Good Anthony job. Cooney should be credited with the strip, and Nicholson the recovery. So it was 28 that stripped it and 25 that recovered. Andra Johnson now in at running back for San Antonio. He replaces Ricky Blake. Inside of 4 minutes to wrap up. That might have been the last chance for Montreal.
Oh, I think it was. You know, and there he goes. He does a super job of running, gets up inside the zone, gets it all the way down there, and then turns it over. You know, they came
Timeout has been called by Montreal, stopping the clock here at 3:38.
They came into the ball game -7 in turnovers, meaning they've turned the ball over 7 more times than they've taken it away. And you just can't beat teams when you're close, or you know, not close. You can't beat them.
Mike, give me some wire. Come here just a hair. I can't go any further. Let's go 237. Make a good fake.
And if we don't have it, run it.
Yeah, yeah. If we don't have the pass, the Ronnie, just read it. Just read the play as you would. Trips left, 237.
This is a bootleg. That's where they start to the 37 side. The 200 series is their bootleg series, and they come opposite that call. The 37, meaning I think he will start to his left and then boot away from that initial fake. Let's see if I'm right.
Mike Cador over on the sidelines, and some of the disappointed players, including David Duckus, the backup quarterback.
See, the trouble with these kind of delayed plays is that if they bring real quick pressure off the outside, you're in trouble. So there he is, makes a fake, sets up.
Got his man down the middle, and he hits Morris at the 40.
He's got a block,
35, with only Shelton to beat. He fumbles. It's the World League, folks.
Here's the bootleg action. See, bootleg action starts the safety, as you saw at the bottom of your screen. Now he turns Shelton around. He's coming back inside. No safety help. Lee Morris has that good speed. Here he is, a kid that playing in pro football, didn't even have a college scholarship. He walked on. He gets a block from the receiver downfield. Now watch what he alertly does here. He fumbles, but now he flips it purposely out of bounds.
A 1st and 10 for the Riders at the Montreal 22-yard line after that 68-yard pass play on 2nd and 10 from Johnson to Morris. And that was Andra Johnson carrying the ball.
Here's another shot at Morris batting this out of the ball. And technically they can, if you advance the football that way, that's against the rules. Remember, we had one of those calls this year.
And it was right here in this park on a punt return.
That's right, it was.
In the Sacramento-San Antonio game. 2:30. Andra Johnson slashes inside to the 12-yard line.
You know who did a nice job then was James Harper, 77, who reached out and got the stunning defensive tackle and got him hooked and gave him just enough room to bounce it outside.
Ronaldo Ramirez, please report to the press box now. Ronaldo Ramirez to the press box, please.
What can go bad? 2-minute warning. We'll take a break. Johnson will come over and confer with his coach. Well, San Antonio outscoring Montreal 10-0 here in the second half to take a 24-10 lead. 2-minute warning. This will keep San Antonio in hot pursuit of a division championship, but they're going to need some help along the way. New York is favored tomorrow night in Alabama against Birmingham. But that may prove to be a little tough down there against that Fire defense. We'll see how that one works out. Then next week, San Antonio will be up in New York, New Jersey. And this a huge setback as far as Montreal is concerned. Andre Johnson battered at the 15-yard line. Desmond Royal in. And this telecast is presented by authority of the World League of American Football and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the World League of American Football is prohibited. Next Saturday we'll be at Raleigh, Durham. We'll see the Birmingham Fire trying to wrap up a playoff spot. The story of this afternoon's contest. Johnson with a fine afternoon, but the defense sacked the machine quarterback 7 times, and the Riders scoring 10 points off 3 Montreal second half turnovers. Ricky Blake powering in for a pair of touchdowns, a young running back whom Dick Vermeil believes has a future in the NFL. Tell us the Ricky Blake story. I'm sure a lot of folks are not aware of his background and his lack of college and everything.
Well, he went to Alabama A&M, and he didn't play football, and then I evidently didn't stay there long enough to become eligible to play football, and left later around and went to the Canadian Football League and played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers up there, and that's where Coach Riley first saw him and brought him down here for that reason. But so that, see, the NFL hasn't had a 3-year evaluation process of seeing this kid play through college.
A 32-yard gallery field goal attempt. Montreal will be attempting to block it. But he hammers it home. 27-10. A 17-point lead, and San Antonio will move its record to 4-5. There they are. Birmingham would move back ahead of the division tomorrow night with a win at home over the Knights because they have beaten San Antonio head-to-head. But a loss against the Knights, and San Antonio would have the game they're looking for headed into the Meadowlands next weekend. In the North American East, Montreal slides behind the Knights right now. And remember that New York, New Jersey holds the tiebreaker there, having beaten the Machine head-to-head. So this a big afternoon for the Riders here in San Antonio. They're going to snap a 3-game losing streak. They lost a tough one in Barcelona, and in case you're unaware, the Dragons were beaten in Spain this afternoon by the always tough Frankfurt Galaxy.
And all 3 Montreal turnovers have led to touchdowns. So San Antonio points. You turn the ball over, you lose, unless you are so superior on defense that when you do turn it over, that they can stop them. But not many teams have that luxury.
Thought maybe we'd see Shelton on this kickoff return, and they might attempt one of those reverses and try to stage a little something, but he's off right now, and Harris has come in as the ball blows off the tee. Well, it's nice to see a good turnout here in San Antonio. This franchise has struggled a little bit in the early going.
Can San Antonio beat New York, New Jersey?
I think with this defense that they could stay right with them. The only, my perception is, for whatever it's worth, you know more about this than I do, but I think that the passing game is still so elementary when it comes to San Antonio that it's going to be difficult because the Knights defense is very tough.
They're very good. Plus, if they pass protect and get their, don't have any problems getting the quarterback sacked, that's his New York, New Jersey group, they throw the ball pretty darn well.
That's Harris. 25 out to the 29. Boy, these 10 weeks went fast, didn't they?
Oh, gosh.
There's our winning quarterback down there, Mike Johnson.
You know, you could sense in the practice field, like we said in the open, Brent, that the young man has improved and gained confidence and understanding of what's expected of him. Plus the fact that they cut back on the offense.
Michelle, Gary, Mom Lanny, everybody in LA. Ciao.
When you're in the World League, you try to keep those telephone bills down wherever and whenever you can.
Yeah.
Minute and a half. Proctor. David Bailey, number 93, bringing him down.
Proctor has been impressive in some of the, the individual things he's done. The biggest problem is getting sacked 7 times, and when he wasn't sacked, he was harassed.
The blitz has dominated the World League, would you say?
Yeah. Part of that is they haven't been together very long. The other part of it is the 35-second clock. When you get up there and see the exaggerated defensive front, you look down the end zone, you have 3 seconds left, you can't audible. You don't have time. You either snap the play or call timeout or get a delay of the game penalty.
A little medical attention down there on the bench. So you certainly would give them back those 10 seconds next year.
I would. Yeah, I would. I think it would help the whole league offensively. And I don't think it'd make that much difference in the elapsed time of the game.
Would you limit the number of blitzers?
No, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Proctor firing complete to Steve Williams, formerly of the University of Illinois.
Sacks are exciting until they become boring. When you see, like a few weeks ago, there was 14 sacks in one game. All of a sudden, that's not an exciting play. You've seen too many of them.
It's not exciting when you see the quarterbacks carried off on the stretchers either.
No, well, everyone complains about the quarterbacks in this league.
There's Proctor firing one incomplete, and there's a penalty marker.
He shoved him out of bounds.
Well, it's just about time to turn our attention to what Jack Nicklaus can do.
Illegal contact
up at Muirfield.
On the defense, number 44, first down.
Did you say he birdied the first? I'm playing tomorrow, in a tournament. I might start out with a birdie.
What is that tournament back in Philadelphia?
Eagles Fly for Leukemia tournament. Very, very good charity.
What course you playing at?
I'm not sure. I have to read that when I get home.
I set you up to talk about your tournament. You can't give me that.
I really can't.
You get so involved in this World League, nothing else. Proctor hit incomplete. That was David Bailey again. Speaking of Bailey, Joe Bailey, one of the top executives in the World League, in attendance here this afternoon. It's a league that plans to expand to 2 American cities next year. Hopes to get a few more players from the NFL who need some work. Probably in the quarterback area, some more backup quarterbacks. This might be a good experience for him over here.
Sure, I'm sure it is. But, I don't believe all the problems I have are all the quarterback's fault. It's the toughest position to coach in a new system, in a new organization. It's the toughest one, and you make a few little mistakes over the year or in the game plan preparation. He's the guy that looks bad. It's not always his fault. Sometimes the coaches just don't have enough experience to handle all these variables as they should.
High and intercepted by number 25, Calvin Nicholson. And that'll bring it to an end here in San Antonio. The Riders get the job done and win one that they need badly. 27-10 over Montreal.
Let's go to the Big Apple right now.
That's right. We got something to live for.
So with the Memorial coming up next, let's check in with Roger Twyble. Roger, what have you got?